Zentangle is a meditative art form that is a relaxing method of creating abstract art using structured patterns. It teaches and focuses on being mindful and present. Zentangle requires no artistic skills. Hello, I'm SANDHYA MANNE, an artist and a certified Zentangle teacher. In this channel, we talk about practicing and creating Zentangle, my own Zentangle inspired artworks and collectibles. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel so you do not miss out on any videos that we post every Tuesdays and Fridays. Welcome to yet another Zentangle Mini Project. Today's focus tangle in our Focus Flight series is called INAPOD by Carol O. INAPOD is a lovely organic looking border tangle, and I've used two other tangles along with INAPOD to create my project today. So go grab your supplies. All we need is a white square tile, black pen, pencil and stub, and let's get started. So here we are with our supplies. I have my white square tile, a pencil, stub, 01 black micron, and I also have a 08 black micron, just in case if I have to fill in black. So those are the supplies that I'm going to use today. Now today's focus tangle is in a pod. It's a beautiful organic tangle. So let's get started. We're not going to make any border today. We're going to start with a direct string, which is going to be very simple. So I'm going to start a diagonal line that's kind of wavy and goes along that. Okay, so something like that. Okay, it's a very simple line, so make your line gentle, do not make it dark. So I have that. Now I am going to start with my tangle in a pod. So I'm going to start with that. So it's a very simple, lovely tangle, and there's no way you can go wrong with this. So I'm making a nice wave like this. It's kind of going along like that. So I'm making my wave along the pencil line like this. Okay, so our next step is to kind of make the wavy line in the opposite direction. So this is going to go about like that. Right. So now I'm going to repeat my first step, which is I'm going to go ahead and kind of make another line, but it is going to intersect at that same point. Okay. And don't worry if your pods are small or and big, like they're all of different sizes. It doesn't matter, makes it look more interesting, so don't worry about that. Okay, and now I'm going to repeat this once again on the other side. Again, I remember to kind of intersect at the same point. Okay, so that is the key for this tangle. We always intersect around the same point, like that. Okay, so we're done with one aura line, okay, on either sides. Now I'm going to repeat this further again. So I'm going to make my second aura line that kind of goes again along the initial wave, but again remembering to kind of intersect around the same point. Okay, so go ahead, keep adding your lines and keep rotating your tile as you move. Okay, now we're going to repeat this on the other side as well. So let's go ahead and keep doing that. Right. So You can stop at this point, or if you have space you can again add another aura on either side. So ideally, this is your center pod. Ideally 2 aura lines would looks good. Kind of makes it look like the tangle only when you have like 2. If it's just 1 aura line, it kind of looks okay, but it doesn't give you that effect. So have a minimum of 2, and after that, if you still have space or if you still want to add another one, you can always go ahead and add another one. So I'm going to add another one. Right, so let's see. Okay, so now that we have our pod all done, let's go ahead and add some circles or tipples inside. So we start right at the center and then go about adding more circles on the sides. So then you can decide, if you have more space you can probably have 4 or 5, or you would get 3. So start in the center so you kind of get a idea of the placement. So like that. So I'm going to go ahead and add my circles. So I'm done adding my circles. So the next step is to fill in the gaps. So I'm going to go ahead and add black to fill in these gaps. Okay, so that kind of makes it complete. So let's repeat this in all the rest of the pods. Okay, so I have my inner pod all done. Right, I've added my circles, I've added my black, and the tangle is all done. Now I'm going to go ahead and add our next tangle, which is Shatak. So I'm going to work it on this side like this. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and add straight line. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and add an aura line right next to it. So again, leave some space and make your lines. So make sure your the spacing between these two lines isn't too much. Okay, something like this is good enough. So go ahead and add your lines. So I am making my lines quite straight, but if you want to make it a little kind of wavy, that's fine. That's going to look interesting too. Okay, so I'm going to start from this end, and I start adding our lines. Okay, about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 or 7. Okay, depending upon how much space you have, you would do that. And now I start adding my lines on this side. So I try and keep my count, but it doesn't really matter. So like this. So I start from this side and I go all the way to this side of the space. Now I'm going to start again on the other side. So we're going to alternate between the left and right, left and right. Okay, so like that. And then I'm going to add my lines going on this direction. So I try to come until this end, this edge. Now we start on this side. Okay, so now I don't have any more space to add another aura line. So now I start working on this side. So it's right and left, right and left. Like that. So it's a very zen tangle. You really have to stay focused and just keep making aura lines like that. So I'm done on one line. I'm going to repeat the same thing on the other side, on the next line as well. So we're going to follow the same steps, alternating between right and left and making sure our aura lines reach the other side. So I start from this side and I kind of keep making aura lines and it goes till the other end, right? And do you see there's a pattern that kind of gets formed, which kind of makes it interesting. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and make lines on the other direction. And you see how this kind of matches up. Do that. Now I start making lines on the other side. Okay, so I'm going to repeat this in all my lines. So here I'm done with my shatak. It really sits well where from two different rows kind of meets up. It almost looks like a fish scale, which is really interesting to create. So we're done with shatak. Our next tangle is called Sanibel. It's again a beautiful tangle, lovely organic tangle. So it goes like this. So you start somewhere here and you make curves like this. So that goes up, 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 and then down, 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 like that. And then what we do is kind of pull out like that, and then pull out our lines like that to create this interesting shape that almost looks like a bunch of leaves or some kind of a shrub, right? Like that. So we're going to repeat this on all of our the shapes that we've created. So it kind of comes like this. So make sure you start from the same point. All your lines kind of starts at the same point. And just go ahead and join the top. So I'm just pretending like this is going behind and it's ending there. So like that. It's a very simple tangle, and it's a beautiful filler tangle. It kind of creates nice interesting effect. So we try and always start from the center. So again, that kind of gives you a good indication of the spacing, right? And now I go on the other side. So you work your lines on one side, and then you kind of start adding your lines on to the other side like this. Like that, and make sure you kind of join these properly. So I have that. I'm going to do this again here. Like this. Now I'm just going to pretend like this is going behind like this. So there it looks lovely like this. Now I'm going to give an aura line. Right along my Sanibel. Like that. So now we're done with the pen work. Now let's get to shading. So shading for INAPOD is very simple. We're just going to put our pencils right here, right at the intersection where all the lines are meeting up. Like that. And then I kind of blend it out, and I pull it onto my aura lines like that. Okay, I make sure that the center here is white. I'm not going to color it completely gray, but just a gentle gradation. So this is a lovely border tangle. You can create beautiful borders with this. Okay, like that. Okay, now I am going to add my pencil right here where all the lines of Sanibel meets up. And again I'm going to blend this and just pull it up a bit. And so make sure you have the gradation like that. Okay, so there goes. Now for Shatak, I am going to add my pencil right outside of INAPOD like this and kind of blend it over Shatak. Okay. So let's go ahead and add our pencil here. So this is right next to INAPOD. I really enjoy sharing these Zentangle Mini Projects with you all, these simple bite-sized projects. But if you want to dive deep in and want to learn more about Zentangle, then please do get in touch with me. I'm more than happy to get you started on this beautiful journey. And if you haven't already, do sign up on my newsletter, which the link is given in the description. It's called sandhyamanne.com/Tangle Organizer. We do a lot of fun projects there as well, and also you get updates on my upcoming group classes. And also there is a free gift that you can claim when you sign up, so please do get that. Okay, so see, I like that. I like my INAPOD kind of standing out and lifting out. So I'm just going to blend this a bit more. So I'm pretty much going over my Shatak. Right, like that. So the next thing that I'm going to do here is we're going to do shading for Shatak. So I'm going to go ahead and add my pencil right outside or right after this line here. So it's going to look like this. Okay. So I'm going to add my pencil on all of them first and then go back to add my use my stub to blend it. That way it's easier. So take your time to add your pencil, because these the pencil and the shading kind of creates a lovely dimension. You can already see how this looks lifted, right? I'm going to go ahead and add my pencil right next to this, right over the shading that we've done, because I want this to be a bit more dark compared to everything else, so that my INAPOD gets really lifted up. So see that. So just go ahead and add, or you can also kind of make this line dark with your black pen. And that's also an option. Okay, so I've just added my pencil, and I'm also going to go ahead and add dark with my pen, and I'm going to do it like this. So just right here I'm going to make it a little dark. The rest of the line is going to be as is, and I'm going to do that on this as well. So I'm going to kind of giving weights. You see that? So right at the center I'm giving a weight. Just make it a little dark, slightly dark. like that. So I'm going to repeat this on all of my pods. Like that. Do you see how that makes a difference? So I'm going to go ahead and do this on all of my INAPOD. So here I'm done adding my weights to all my pods there, and with this our pen work is done and the pencil shading is also done. So it's time to add our initials, right? So let's see, how do you want to do your initials? I'm going to add my initials here like this. Okay, so now let's journal our work. So today's date is 28th August 2020, and this is YouTube Focus Flight series, and our focus tangle was INAPOD, and we used Shutup and Sanibel to complete our project, and INAPOD was our focus tangle. Okay, there you go. Hope you had fun creating this project with me. I would love to see your creations, so head on to our FB group ZenBeez, where all the after party fun happens. Share your works there and check out the creations by other ZenBeez. If you're planning to share your works on social media, then please do tag me at SANDHYA MANNE or hashtag Tangle with Sandhya, so get to see your lovely works there. I do a Facebook Live every Friday at 10 a.m. India Standard Time on my Facebook page, SANDHYA MANNE Studio. Do join me and let's tangle together. Now it's time to comment, so please comment below and let me know how you enjoyed this project, so that helps me plan out my next set of videos. Also, it's time to show some love, so please do like the video, share the video and subscribe to the channel. I'll see you next on String Safari on Tuesday. Until then, remember to breathe and smile. See ya. Namaste.